What's going on, guys? Ron Parita here from the Mac Brew, and I'm very excited to be speaking with you guys today. Today we're going to have our first episode of our iMovie tutorial series. We're going to be teaching you guys how to do some basics in iMovie editing, and more importantly, how to use pre-keyed video effects to take your videos to the next level, whether they are home videos, fun short films, or if you're an amateur filmmaker and you're getting your start in iMovie, this video will be very helpful to you. The first thing we're going to be looking at is this video clip. We're going to start with raw video clips. The one we have here is of a car pulling up and then taking off. So as you can see there, actually at the end, the car ends up stopping. This clip is from a promo that I shot a while ago, an automotive promo, and we couldn't actually have the car take off as quickly as we would have liked because there was a wall over here sort of in front of the car. And so what we're going to be doing today is dramatizing this moment, making it far more intense the way we would have wanted to using pre-keyed video effects. So what are pre-keyed video effects? A quick explanation is when you have something like this, the smoke, that black background is actually going to be keyed out. So traditionally an image is RGB. Pre-keyed effects are RGB plus alpha, and that alpha layer is what makes that black background transparent. Pre-keyed effects are what you want when working in iMovie. It makes it pretty much close to a one-step process. Truthfully, with the tweaking, it's between a 1 to 4 step process. It's still far simpler and definitely possible in consumer software like iMovie versus having to dive into something like Adobe After Effects or others. So we got our effects today from Footage Crate. You guys can check them out and sign up for free. They have a ton of effects that you can download that are actually great. The ones we downloaded and going to be using today were all free. And if that's not enough, they do have a much bigger, wider selection with their Pro package. You can upgrade to it for $39 per year and get unlimited downloads in full HD, as it says here. You can get sound effects and video effects. So today we're going to be using video effects. This is the section we got it from, dust and smoke. As you can see, there's many other options here. But let's go ahead and dive in. So first, we're going to be dragging our video clip into our timeline, and I know I'm not going to use this beginning part, so I'm going to trim this up. Now, you could have also set our in and out points here by doing this. Either or works, and let's actually pull this up a little bit more. Cool. So now we have our car pulling up, revving twice, and then launching. Let's have it cut about there because we don't want this car stopping in our frame. We want it to just cut to black dramatically. Beautiful. So now let's add our effects. We have a couple different smoke effects here. This one's a little bit too thick for my liking, and it's not moving correctly. It's moving a little too smoothly, and it's moving sort of up and to the left, which is not what I want. This effect is a little bit too short for my liking, a little too aggressive. This is my favorite one, to be honest. We're going to be tweaking this a little bit, but this has the fundamentals that I'm looking for. It's a lot more subtle, and in this situation, what we're looking for in our effect is subtlety. However, you can use these steps no matter what you want to do with your effects, whether it's gunshots, explosions, anything and everything in between. So let's see how that looks. We've dragged it and dropped it on top of here. Very simple, to roughly where I think it'll be. Let's see how it looks. Let's watch it one more time. Beautiful. I think it looks great. The one thing we have already that we're seeing is the smoke effect actually lasts longer than the clip does, and so now we have this leftover smoke. This actually works out to my benefit because I don't think the smoke is coming out fast enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this clip up so the duration shortens up and lines up with our video clip on the bottom. Very simple. We're going to right click, show speed editor, and now this top right little button here is going to allow me to retime this clip. So I'm going to click, drag. We're going to see our little rabbit or our little hare, whatever that is. Go right there, and now let's see what we got. Great. I want to slide it over a little bit more because our timing is kind of off now that we have it as faster. Let's move it up and then retime it again so it cuts at the same time. Beautiful. That's perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. Now, the obvious issue is that our smoke is not in the right place. So to tweak this, we're going to highlight our clip, go up here. This section up here is going to allow you to mess around with this top clip in any way you want, or any clip for that matter. You can move it around, color correct, crop, rotate, whatever it may be, adjust sound. This is going to be the holy grail of all your adjustments in iMovie. For this, for what we're trying to do, we're going to click on Add as Overlay, click on Cutaway, and go to picture in picture. What that menu does, and this whole sort of setting, is actually decide how this top clip is going to interact with this bottom clip. And we want it to be a picture in picture. So as you can see now that it's a picture in picture, we can actually drag this around, make it larger, smaller, whatever we want, and reposition it. So I'm actually going to make it a bit bigger, bring it down, maybe it's a little too big, bring it down to roughly where I think it belongs, and see how we're looking. I think it's too far off to the right, so let's move it a little bit more. It's very important to bear in mind how it affects the look in real life, and then use that as your sort of measuring stick when you are using post-production effects like we are right now. That'll help keep everything looking very realistic. Great, and that looks pretty awesome. I want to bring it a little further down. I may have gotten overboard with bringing it too far up. So let's bring it down. And now the only thing I want to do is visually match this up. So I'm going to click on the clip and go up here to my color correction, and then mess around with my exposure a little bit, bring these highlights up. So I'm making the whites brighter in this case, and I'm making the smoke look a little more prominent. This is going to be a completely different tweak for you depending on what effect you're using, but you're going to be using this little button here to access this panel to adjust the color temperature of your clip, your top layer, and then you can mess around with those, and then from here you can try to get it to match up with your bottom layer. Obviously here we got very lucky. Our smoke matches with the sort of gray color palette that we have on our shot, so we don't really have to do much other than raise the exposure a little bit on the highlights. And you can actually do a bunch of other tweaks as they are needed. So you can go to crop, you can rotate the smoke. So if it was going in the wrong direction, you could rotate it like that. It turns it at a 90-degree angle with every click. There's a ton of other options. You can stabilize shaky footage, and we'll be diving into these in later episodes, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, and right now the only thing we need is really this sound effect. So I'm going to drag this. It's going to come in under. I'm going to line it up where I think it'll go. Play it. And as you can see, it works pretty well. The only thing I want to do is bring this sound level down a little bit. It's a little too high for my liking. And now let's check it out. That's perfect. So I'm very happy with this. This now makes the scene and this moment a lot more dramatic. It goes for the effect that I was looking for with really a couple simple steps. Nothing too crazy, very accessible for all of you guys. Again, these effects are free from Footage Crate, so you guys can go check them out, and there's a ton of other extra ones. They have a great library to choose from. Please check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What more do you guys want to see from us moving forward in this series? I hope you liked this video. If so, let us know. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Now, today I'm going to be adding music and talking about how you can use music and sound effects and what the sound controls are going to be like in iMovie to help layer those sounds, layer music to help create more emotional depth and emotional context